We are live. Jim, you're on mute. You're on
Quick announcement before we get going. Due to a medical issue, Shannon Young has been removed from the women's flyweight bout against Miranda Maverick. As such, this bout has been canceled. We are down to 12 fights. The new start time, 4:30 p.m. Mountain Time tomorrow for UFC 278. We'll get going here with the official weigh-in in a moment.
1, 2, 1, 2. I'm showing levels. All right, let me know. Okay. What's up, Scott? What's up, fight fans? Welcome to MMA Weekly's live coverage of the UFC 278 official weigh-in. Just a couple minutes away from the fighters hitting the scale. Kamaru, Usman, Leon Edwards. Usman a -370 favorite. Paulo, Costa, and Luke Rockhold in the co-main. The former champ Rockhold, a big underdog. Costa a -370 favorite as well. If you're still on the fence about where to play, make your next bet with MyBookie. You can take our analysis or choose from dozens of real fighter predictions so you can make an informed decision. MyBookie gives you skin in the fight and the picks you need to win. All you need to do to get a 50% deposit bonus, that means you bet 100, you get 50 extra. You bet 200, you get 100 free extra. 1,000, you get 500 with the code WEEKLY50. Go to the link that's pinned in the comments here in the chat. I'll be putting it up throughout the weigh-ins. The code's WEEKLY50 for MyBookie. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. Live coverage of the UFC 278 official weigh-ins on MMA Weekly is also powered by Manscaped. If you haven't heard already, it's smooth sack summer. When you're playing in the summer sun, make sure you're scaped from pubes to bum. You don't want that unsightly mess down there, especially when you're single now, got no ring on his finger now like me. That's right, this is the summer, guys, to keep your balls cool while still looking hot. With Manscaped Caliente. The leader in below-the-belt grooming is making sure we all have a ball this summer by giving our pants partners everything they need to stay fresh. Dive headfirst into Smooth Sack Summer by going to Manscaped.com. Get 20% off plus free shipping with our code MMAWeekly. That's 20% off and free shipping with the code MMAWeekly at Manscaped.com. Like the shaping reference there. 20% off and free shipping. The code's MMAWeekly at Manscaped.com. It's Smooth Sack Summer, boys. Get on board or get left behind. The fighters are about to hit the scale in just a minute at UFC 278.
All right, thank you all for being here for the official weigh-in for UFC 278. Usman versus Edwards, 12 fights coming your way here live Saturday night, and we began with the man around whom this fight card was built. The undisputed UFC welterweight champion, set to make the 6th defense of his title, the Nigerian Nightmare, Kamaru Usman.
On those.
170, the official weight for the champion, Kamaru Usman.
Thank you, baby.
All right, next fighter to the scale is the other man on the mark. He's set for his first UFC championship opportunity, the number 2 ranked UFC welterweight contender, Leon Rocky Edwards.
On those.
170, the official weight for Leon Edwards.
Hold on. We have the move.
And with that, your UFC welterweight championship main event is now official.
Thank you, baby.
All right, next athlete to hit the scale, competing in a prelim in the UFC's flyweight division, Daniel Da Silva.
Hold on,
126
Daniel.
for Daniel Da Silva.
I'm gonna count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you, sir.
The official weight for Amir Albazi.
Right here, 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you.
All right, staying in the flyweight division, we now say hello to Victor Altamira.
$125.
125, the official weight for Victor Altamira.
4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you.
All right, next fighter to the scale, charged with kicking off the pay-per-view main card live on ESPN Plus, making his light heavyweight debut, Harry Hunsucker. $204.5, the official weight for Harry Hunsucker.
2, 1. Thank you.
to weigh in, competing in a prelim flyweight division, Francisco Figueiredo. $125 and a half. The official weight for Francisco Figueiredo.
3, 2, 1. Thank you.
All right, next athlete to the scale, competing live on pay-per-view here tomorrow in the UFC Bantamweight division, Uyana. $136, the official weight for Uyana.
1. Thank you.
All right, next athlete to weigh in the UFC's lightweight division. A lot of support in the building for this man, Jared Flash Gordon. $155 and a half for Jared Gordon.
4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you.
All right, next fighter to the scale in the UFC's welterweight division, Costa. $170 and a half, the official weight for Costa.
1. Thank you.
All right, next fighter to the scale, one half of the co-main event in the UFC's middleweight division, former world title challenger and number 6 ranked contender, Paulo Costa.
Paulo! Oh, get done. To your left. Yes, sir. To your left, Bill. Let's go!
$185 and a half. Paulo Costa.
Let's go!
Thank you.
Eraser!
Thank you.
All right, next fighter to the scale, competing in a prelim at bantamweight, Chile.
He said you saw the kid at 7 a.m. Come check on him today. Gosh, right?
Sanzano! 136.
136 for Usman.
Oh, yeah!
next athlete to hit the scale competing in the UFC's featherweight division, Luis Saldana. $145.5, the official weight for Luis Saldana. All right, next athlete to weigh in, we go back to the welterweight division as we say hello to A.J. Fletcher. $170.5 for A.J. Fletcher.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you, baby.
All right, next fighter to weigh in the UFC's bantamweight division, Jay Perrin.
Right ahead, Jay.
136, the official weight for the Joker, Jay Perrin.
1. Thank you, baby.
All right, next athlete to hit the stage, competing live on pay-per-view here tomorrow in the UFC bantamweight division, Lucia Pudilova. $135.5, the official weight for Lucia Pudilova. All right, next fighter to the scale is the 13th ranked UFC heavyweight contender, one half of the featured prelim, live on ABC, Alexander Romanov. $239.5, the official weight for Alexander Romanov.
1. Thank you.
All right, next athlete to hit the scale, competing in the UFC's featherweight division, the sniper is in the building, Shawn Woodson. $146, the official weight for Shawn Woodson.
2, 1. Thank you, baby.
All right, next fighter to the scale, competing in a featured bout live on pay-per-view in the UFC's bantamweight division, the number 6 ranked contender, Merab Dvalishvili. 136. The official weight for Merab, Dvalishvili.
Thanks, bro, man. It was his catch. Take your time, Merab. 3, 2, 1. Thank you, back.
All right, next fighter to the scale, the former undisputed UFC middleweight champion. Back for the first time in a long time, Rockhold. $185.5. The official weight for Rockhold.
I need a shot on the camera. What you want? On the scale. Right here. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2.
Let's go.
Go. Right here. Hi, Cheeto. Go feed him. Please.
All right, next fighter to weigh in, competing on pay-per-view tomorrow night in the UFC's light heavyweight division, Tyson Pedro. $205.5. The official weight for Tyson Pedro.
1. Thank you, baby.
This José.
Fight fans, you are watching MMA Weekly's live coverage of the UFC 278 official weigh-ins. Everyone's made weight so far. Usman and Edwards, Rockhold and Costa, and it's powered by Manscaped. Smooth Sack Summer from Manscaped is in effect. When you're playing in the summer sun, make sure you're scaped from pubes to bum. That's right, this is the summer to keep your balls cool while still looking hot with Manscaped, the leader in below-the-belt grooming, making sure we all have a ball this summer by giving our pants partners everything they need to stay fresh. Dive headfirst into Smooth Sack Summer by going to manscaped.com. Get 20% off plus free shipping with our code MMA Weekly. That's 20% off plus free shipping with the code MMA Weekly at manscaped.com. It's Smooth Sack Summer, boys. Get on board or get left behind. MMA Weekly's live coverage of the UFC 278 official weigh-ins is also brought to you by MyBookie. Can Leon Edwards pull off the big upset? Minus 370 favorite is Kamaru Usman. How about Luke Rockhold? Let's get that MyBookie logo up there if we can. MyBookie is your only place to go if you're still on the fence about where to play for UFC 278. MyBookie, if we can get that logo up, please. You can choose from dozens of real fighter predictions so you can make an informed decision. There it is. MyBookie gives you skin in the fight and the picks you need to win. Paulo Costa, a huge favorite as well at -370 over Rockhold. That fight's official, so is the main event. Everybody's made weight so far, and with my bookie, you get skin in the fight and the picks you need to win. Use the promo code WEEKLY50 to grab yourself a 50% deposit bonus with my bookie, and make your bets now. The promo code's WEEKLY50. The link is going to be in the comments in just a minute. I'm going to throw it right up there. You're going to get a half deposit match up to $1,000. You bet 100, you get 50 free to play with. You bet 200, you get 100 free to play with. You bet 1,000, you get 500. You can bet anything, anytime, anywhere with my bookie. Only 3 fighters left to hit the scale. Leonardo Santos is one of them. Marcin Tibura is another one. And José Aldo, the legend, have yet to weigh in. Again, everybody else has made weight at UFC 278 in Salt Lake City on MMA Weekly, powered by MyBookie and Manscaped.
Tibura.
Oh, Tibura, thank you. Right. You're supposed to have a 2-hour range. Not we, but yeah, the UFC. Yeah. That's like my favorite thing they do. Cool. Yeah. Awesome. It's a huge opportunity. I'm really grateful for it. Yeah. And then I was here for the presser. That one. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah, I was here for that too. That was. Did you get to interview Dana? I did. Yeah. It was crazy. It was nerve-wracking. So I talked to Dana yesterday. Actually, they did a local scrum for like all the local guys, and I was like, "Is it going to be 24 weeks in a row?" And he looked at his assistant, and she was like, "Yeah, Wow. Is it up here possibly? Do you want me to? I don't want to. It's just so weird. Yeah. What the hell is going on? Your live stream for MMA.
Rockhold's dogs barking in the background. He brought his dogs, he brought his good luck charm. But he weighed in at 185.5, so did Paulo Costa, Usman, and Edwards at 170. It's MMA Weekly's live coverage of the UFC 278 official weigh-ins, powered by MyBookie and by Manscaped.
So
50% off half-play bonus at MyBookie. Okay, Scott, can you hear me?
Yeah, one interesting thing. Oh, wait, we got a fighter coming on.
Okay.
All right, next fighter to the scale, half of the featured preliminary bout in the UFC's heavyweight division, the 11th ranked contender, Marcin Tybura. 252 and a half, the official weight for Marcin Tybura.
2, 1, thank you.
252 and a half for Marcin Tybura. His main event of the prelims is set against Alexander Romanov, who weighed in at 239 and a half. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease, cage side Grease, and Scott Peterson on site in Utah. Scott, you were going to tell me something interesting right before Tybura hit the scale.
Yeah, when Paulo Costa got on, did you understand what he was saying? He was complaining when he weighed in.
No, I didn't hear what he said. I thought he was saying something about Rockhold.
He was so apparently USADA came and tested him at 7 in the morning, and I think woke him up. Anyway, whether or not they woke him up, pretty strange time to be testing somebody the morning while they're preparing to make weight.
That's terrible. Yeah,
So he was
and
pretty
also
pissed, which I understand. I would be pissed too.
You would be pissed too. But last week, Scott, remember they woke Usman up too in the middle of camp right before he was about to get away and fly. A couple days before, they woke him up early in the morning too, and he was pretty upset about it.
Yeah. I mean, you know what? Weigh-ins is just a different beast, and guys, it's a critical time for them as they're cutting weight, and everything needs to be falling in place. And you know, to have that happen in the morning, I don't know. I think they can be testing guys at better times than you know, a couple hours before they weigh in.
Yeah, that's ridiculous to be testing him like that at that time. I don't know if they missed him at other times.
I got to drop off here. But yeah, I thought you guys would want to know that information. We'll have the video up here soon.
All right, I'm going to do a couple more of our spots for UFC 278 official weigh-ins on MMA Weekly is powered by MyBookie. In a little more than 24 hours, Kamaru Usman continues his journey toward the top of Goat Mountain. If you're still on the fence about where to play, make your next bet with MyBookie. You can take our analysis or choose from dozens of real fighter predictions so you can make an informed decision and make some money. MyBookie giving you skin in the fight and the picks you need to win. Use the promo code MMA50 to grab yourself a deposit bonus with MyBookie and make your bets now. That's promo code weekly50 for a half deposit match up to $1,000. You bet $1,000, you get $500 extra to play with. And if you're betting on Luke Rockhold or Leon Edwards, you could make some bank off of that one. You get 100, you get 50. You bet 200, you get 100 extra for free to bet with from MyBookie. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. The code's weekly50. The link is going to be in the comments with MyBookie and MMA Weekly. MMA Weekly's live coverage of the UFC 278 official weigh-ins, also powered by Manscaped. If you haven't heard already, it's smooth sack summer. When you're playing in the summer sun, make sure you're scaped from pubes to bum. That's right, this is the summer to keep your balls cool while still looking hot with Manscaped. The leader in below-the-belt grooming is making sure we all have a ball this summer by giving our pants partners everything they need to stay fresh. Gotta do it, I'm single now. Dive headfirst into smooth sack summer by going to manscaped.com for 20% off plus free shipping with our code MMA Weekly. That's 20% off plus free shipping. As Rockhold's dogs continue to bark, the code is MMA Weekly with manscaped.com. Maybe someone should trim those dogs while they're there with some Manscaped products. It's smooth sack summer, boys. Get on board or get left behind. The links are going up right now on YouTube for MyBookie and Manscaped. And we're just waiting on Leonardo Santos and José Aldo. Everybody else has made weight for UFC 278.
Yeah, yeah. If you were to say, hey, there's a fighter on this card who's going to get tested by you at 7 a.m., who do you think? Right. So, but still, it's the same thing as Max Holloway's Volkanovski too. Volkanovski trained the king at 6 a.m. The day of the fight, that's nuts. I don't find this. I live in Salt Lake. I mean, I'm the last person to defend it. Oh yeah. I don't. You can't imagine. But you're able to go with us. Yeah. So were you, how long have you been in So you were here, but with them. So do you know Costa pretty well? Really? That's unbelievable. I only had to make my training for it. Love him to death. So yeah, good guy.
He seems like I don't know.
He's a great guy. He's
The last gym I went to.
oh wow. Yeah. Oh yeah. I just called for a kid who's coming out of that gym right now. Yeah, I just called him right away. Or no, I think he's a split decision loss. I'm trying to remember. It was about a month ago. But I love it out here. I go a little more inland. Yeah. I manage another station in Vail, Colorado, and I went out there.
Yeah, it's beautiful out there. I lived in Denver for a while. It was fun to shoot football. Even the last hour the battle, the rivalry between us.
Of course.
You guys got that reward.
Yeah. It's more green, I'll say that.
And about that.
Would they flag that as a thumbnail?
Maybe. It's quite the thumbnail.
It's more. It's either that or the finger when he's giving the finger.
Oh, they'll flag the finger.
You think they'll probably?
I think you're better off with this little finger.
I don't know if he was saying he took a sample from
Hey again, fight fans. Jim Greasehaber here with you. Call me Grease at Cageside Grease. Jim Grease on social media. This is the UFC 278 official weigh-in on MMA Weekly, live from Salt Lake City, powered by Manscaped. If you haven't heard already, it's Smooth Sack Summer. When you're playing in the summer sun, make sure you're scaped from pubes to bum. That's right, this is the summer to keep your balls cool while still looking hot with Manscaped, the leader in below-the-belt grooming, making sure we all have a ball this summer by giving our pants partners everything they need to stay fresh. Dive headfirst into Smooth Sack Summer by going to manscaped.com. 20% off plus free shipping with our code MMAWeekly at manscaped.com. It's Smooth Sack Summer, boys. Get on board or get left behind. And speaking of getting left behind, nobody wants to get left behind when it comes to making cash. How about the live dog, Luke Rockhold? Maybe Leon Edwards, too. Did you see those elbows and those kicks in sparring? Leon Edwards looking good. One of the greatest upsets in UFC history is what he's looking to pull off tomorrow night at UFC 278. And if you're still on the fence about where to play, make your next bet with MyBookie. You can take our analysis, which I would, or choose from dozens of real fighter predictions so you can make an informed decision. MyBookie gives you skin in the fight and the picks you need to win. And right now, for new players, they're going to give you a half deposit match up to $1,000. That means $1,000 gets you $500 extra to play with. 100 gets you 50, 200 gets you 100, so you're betting 300, See how that works? With the code WEEKLY50 at the link that I'm throwing up into the YouTube chat right now with my bookie. That's right. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with my bookie. The UFC 278 official weigh-ins rolling on. Still waiting for Leonardo dos Santos, who's taking on Jared Flash Gordon, who already weighed in at 155.5, and José Aldo. His opponent, Merab Dvalishvili, say it 5 times fast, weighed in at 136. Everybody else is on weight. Usman and Edwards both 170. Costa and Rockhold 185.5. USADA woke Paulo up this morning at 7 a.m. on the day of weigh-ins. He was not happy about it. It's pretty eventful, and Rockhold's dogs have been barking all day. Other than that, everything is stat quo at the UFC 278 official weigh-ins. We'll have the ceremonial weigh-ins later today, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 Pacific, that's 4 Mountain, in Utah, Salt Lake City. Scott Peterson on site. Again, Leonardo Santos and José Aldo still to hit the scales at the UFC 278 official weigh-ins. Hey, Scott, can you hear me? Scott, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Scott Peterson, can you hear me? That's too bad he can't hear me. He's been doing this for 20 years. I wanted to see Scott's thoughts on Aldo. Used to be a legend and is a legend, an all-time great at 145, and now fighting at 35. What he's done after the Conor loss, the Holloway losses, going down to 35, getting bludgeoned by Petr Yan. But for José Aldo to go down in weight later in years, usually older fighters go up. He makes weight time. He's had a beautiful run. You can't dominate forever, but what José Aldo has done, I just want to throw that out there. We're waiting for him to hit the scale, to make weight at 35, to have the run he's had, even though he's not dominant anymore, working his way toward another title shot. A win here gets him right there in that conversation. You almost have to root for the guy. José Aldo, what a run he's had in the UFC.
Oh, really? Like I've never been caught, or he's done so good.
I think you know, we had a lot of excuses. Wishes you a happy birthday. Like this.
Wow.
Didn't even say that.
Or at least 4 maybe.
Natural. He's very funny. He's like, yes, I was watching YouTube over there. Wonderful. Fucking very cool. Fucking so good. Is this balls?
Oh, shit. What do you want?
You've done this enough times.
Our next athlete to weigh in today, the mixed martial arts legend, former two-time UFC featherweight champion, future Hall of Famer, and now third-ranked bantamweight contender, José Aldo. .136, the official weight for the King of Rio, José Aldo Jr.
Close call.
The UFC body shield works its magic again for Aldo, who strips down. He's at 136 to take on Merab Dvalishvili in the co-main event at UFC 278, the official weigh-ins here on MMA Weekly. Aldo getting those pictures taken right now. José Aldo coming down from 145, is at 135, makes weight yet again. If he wins this fight, look for a title shot in the near future for José Aldo. You got Sterling's fight against Dillashaw coming up. Piotr Jan taking on Sean O'Malley, who would probably get a title shot with a win there. It's crowded at the top. You also have Chito Vera. What a division that is. But José Aldo right there in the mix. The King of Rio, the legend. Amazing what he's done. It's MMA Weekly's live coverage of the UFC 278 official weigh-ins, and it is powered by MyBookie. That's right. Kamaru Usman, a huge favorite at -357. Leon Edwards +275, a live dog. Paulo Costa -370. Luke Rockhold +283. José Aldo +115. Merab at 140. You still have a little over 24 hours to get your plays in. If you're still on the fence about where to do it, make your next bet with MyBookie. Check out the link we have in the YouTube comments. It's right there. You can take our analysis or choose from dozens of real fighter predictions so you can make an informed decision. MyBookie gives you skin in the fight and the picks you need to win. They're also going to give you a 50% half deposit match up to a G. That's right, a G. I see some of you in the chat loving Luke Rockhold right now, and José Aldo, also an underdog. They're going to give you a half deposit match up to 1,000. That means you bet 1,000, you get 500 more free to play with on top of that bet. 100 gets you 50, 200 gets you 100 with the code Weekly50 at the link that's in the YouTube chat right now from MyBookie. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. And while you're doing it, you might as well be taking care down there. If you haven't heard already, it's Smooth Sack Summer. When you're playing in the summer sun, make sure you're scaped from pubes to bum with Manscaped. That's right, it's the summer to keep your balls cool while still looking hot with Manscaped. Single, married, no girl wants to go down there and no person wants to go down there and, you know, get kind of lost and tangled in all those things that you have going on down there. The leader in below the belt grooming going to make sure we all have a ball this summer by giving our pants partners everything they need to stay fresh. Dive headfirst into Smooth Sack Summer by going to manscaped.com for 20% off plus free shipping with our code MMA Weekly. Take care down there. They got the ear and nose trimmer. They got the toner. They got the deodorant. You can always look your best and get it in a full package from Manscaped. That's right. It's the 4.0 package. 20% off plus free shipping with the code MMA Weekly at manscaped.com. 20% off free shipping. MMA Weekly is the code at manscaped.com. Smooth Sack Summer, boys. Get on board or get left behind. Imagine if the fighters didn't use Manscaped when they got on the scale. No one wants to see that stuff coming out of there, right? So everybody's made weight. The only one we're waiting on is Leonardo Santos, who takes on Jared Gordon in the prelims. Jared Gordon weighed in at 155.5. Usman and Edwards both 170. Costa and Rockhold 185.5. Aldo 136. And Dvalishvili 136. Good thing I'm not a hockey announcer. John Anik doing a good job with that one. By the way, our main event in the prelims, Marcin Tybura and Alexander Romanov, 252.5 and 239.5, respectively. Again, still waiting on Leonardo Santos at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 Pacific, 4 Mountain. We have the ceremonial weigh-ins coming your way today, and tomorrow night at 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific, 8 Mountain in Utah, it's UFC 278 on MMA Weekly, the live reaction show with yours truly. All kinds of content coming your way. Keep it locked on our social media channels, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, TalkTick with MMA Weekly as well, and Twitter. You'll see all kinds of content on those channels throughout the day today. You'll want to keep it locked on MMA Weekly. Give us a follow, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell, stay engaged in the chat. It's MMA Weekly's live coverage of the UFC 278 official weigh-ins. Jim Greasehaber, Jim Grease, Cage Side Grease on social media. Still waiting on Leonardo Santos, and he's got a long time to weigh in. So we might be sitting here waiting on Santos for a long time to come. But everybody else has made weight for UFC 278.
Yeah, it's Leonardo.
Maybe.
Oh, you were just going.
Guys in the chat and girls, I was just saying, Nate Diaz is a huge underdog at plus 658. Khamzat Chimaev, a minus 1250 favorite. Doesn't at least a little part of you inside just want to throw down on the gangster from Stockton and see if Nate Diaz can get it done in the final fight on his UFC contract when he knows he'll get a title shot and more huge dollars with a win? No way Kamaru Usman's going to turn down that fight with Diaz if Diaz is able to get the win over Chimaev. And who could forget the end of Diaz's fight with Edwards in Phoenix last year? Edwards wins. He's going to want Diaz too. Khamzat's a money fight. Diaz is a money train fight. That's the difference there. And Conor McGregor still lurking. Don't think he won't use the Mayweather 2 leverage. Don't think he won't use any bit of leverage he gets, like maybe Diaz is out of the UFC and he and Conor could negotiate their own deal with bare knuckle of all places or anything like that. So Conor will have leverage. Nate would have leverage. It's going to be interesting to see what happens if Diaz can somehow score that win over Khamzat Chimaev. If Chimaev wins, Diaz goes away. It's going to be Chimaev and Usman. Conor will probably have to wait and have a tune-up fight. But just think of those scenarios. We'll talk about all those and more tomorrow night on the live reaction show, UFC 278, 10 Eastern, 8 Mountain, 7 Pacific tomorrow night on MMA Weekly. We also have live coverage of the ceremonial weigh-ins later today, 6 p.m. Eastern, 4 Mountain, 3 Pacific on MMA Weekly. Again, Diaz plus 658 against Khamzat Chimaev. It's intriguing, isn't it? I mean, it's Nate Diaz. If you don't kill him, he always has a shot. And he can get a submission anytime against a wrestler. So remember his jiu-jitsu. I don't know if Chimaev's just going to run over Nate Diaz. If Nate can survive into the later rounds, that's a huge if, isn't it worth a little bit of a shot, especially with a 50% sign-up bonus to throw $100 down to win $658, but you also get the extra 50 that would give you another 325 plus, 329 to be exact, to win almost a G by throwing down 100 on Nate Diaz. Think about that for UFC 279, September 10th, coming up in Sin City. Do it with my bookie at the link above. You get the 50% half deposit match. Still waiting on Leonardo Santos, the last fighter to hit the scale at the UFC 278 official weigh-ins. You're watching live on MMA Weekly. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. Cage Side Grease, Jim Grease on social media. Scott Peterson on site with MMA Weekly. Follow us on IG, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook to get all your wall-to-wall coverage of UFC 278. And while you're on our YouTube channel, check out the press conference from yesterday. Check out the clips from the press conference yesterday. Luke Rockhold, angry, going at Paulo Costa. Usman and Rockhold trying to outdo one another in the wardrobe department. Paulo looking good as well. It was a lot of fun, so go back and check that out. Again, MMA Weekly's live coverage of UFC 278 continuing on here, powered by MyBookie and Manscaped.
Deixa eu ir não sei se é a minha ou se é a sua.
Was going so well.
Cara, vamos fazer semana que vem também.
Certainly some people get too loud. done for those times to chip away at anything that you see as a weakness, whether it comes to his body breaking down. But so I can see I think his mind is his biggest asset, and I also see something really when the lights are
Try not to work.
What's that? Oh, they've been doing it for a year. No, a year and a half. It's a great show. It's a great show. It's my favorite. It's my favorite media thing to do.
All right, our final athlete to weigh in this morning in the UFC's lightweight division, Leonardo Santos. $156, the official weight for Leonardo Santos.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Up the guy.
All right, thank you all for coming out. That does it for the official weigh-in. We will see you at 4 o'clock for the ceremonials over at the arena. One more series. Come on.
John.
Right? My name's Blake. Nice to meet you.
Fun time.
You'll be here Saturday as well, I'm assuming. Yes. Oh yeah.
So Santos weighs in. What did he weigh in at, Scott? Can you hear me, Scott?
Yes.
Scott Peterson. Can you hear me, Scott?
I got
So
you.
156
I got
for
you.
Santos, right? 156.
We are. It is a wrap.
Did he weigh in at 156, Scott? Can you hear me? 156, right?
I don't know. I'm editing.
All right, well, I'm going to take care of business here, and then I'll wrap it up for us, and we will be back a little bit later. It's the UFC 278 official weigh-ins in the books. Everybody made weight. Usman and Edwards, 170. Costa and Rockhold, 185.5. Those fights are just a little over 24 hours away. And if you're still on the fence about where to play, make your next bet with MyBookie. You can take our analysis, which I would if I were you, or choose from dozens of real fighter predictions so you can make an informed decision and get that cash, baby. MyBookie giving you skin in the fight and the picks you need to win. All you have to do is sign up with the promo code weekly50 at mybookie.ag for a half deposit match up to $1,000. The link is in the YouTube comments. Weekly50 the code at mybookie.ag. A half deposit match up to a G. That means you bet 1,000, you get 500 extra for free to play with. You bet 100, you get 50. You bet 200, you get 100 for a total of 300. See how that works for free by signing up with MyBookie and using the code weekly50. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. What about Nate Diaz at plus 658 with Khamzat Chimaev at minus 1250? Leon Edwards plus 275. Luke Rockhold plus 283. José Aldo plus 115. Some live dogs. Roof. You heard him barking a little bit earlier. Also, UFC 278 official weigh-ins on MMA Weekly, powered by Manscaped. It's Smooth Sack Summer with Manscaped. If you haven't heard already, that's right, Smooth Sack Summer. When you're playing in the summer sun, make sure you're scaped from pubes to bum with Manscaped. That's right, guys. This is the summer to keep your balls cool while looking hot with Manscaped. The leader in below-the-belt grooming is making sure we all have a ball this summer by giving our pants partners everything they need to stay fresh. Dive headfirst into Smooth Sack Summer by going to manscaped.com for 20% off plus free shipping with our code MMAWeekly. You can get what I did, the Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer in the performance package, everything you need with the Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer, the Crop Preserver ball deodorant, the Crop Reviver toner, performance boxer briefs, I love those, and a travel bag to hold all your goodies. They even sent me a t-shirt. Thank you, Manscaped, for that. And right now you can get 20% off plus free shipping with our code MMAWeekly. Again, 20% off plus free shipping. The code MMA Weekly from Manscaped.com. It's Smooth Sack Summer, boys. Get on board or get left behind. That's going to do it for us from Salt Lake City. Scott Peterson on site. I'm Jim Greasehaber. Call me Grease. Follow us on social media. Smash that subscribe button here. You're going to get all kinds of great content. Don't forget, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 Pacific, 4 Mountain today for the ceremonial weigh-ins, and tomorrow night, 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific, 8 Mountain for the live reaction show on MMA Weekly, powered by MyBookie and Manscaped. Make it a great day, everybody. We'll see you soon.